Hi guys, welcome to the video, welcome to the Real Red Review. I'm Adam Stott, talking over everything from yesterday's game at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Newcastle United. So, let's get straight to it. 4-1. I did expect a bit of a drubbing of Newcastle. They are pretty poor when you look at the two teams next to each other. They don't really pose any threat. When I seen the team news, as you guys know from the last video that I put out, the excitement factor was 100% high because simply Lukaku, Martial, Rashford all up front at the same time, knowing that we've got the players like Ibrahimovic on the bench, Pogba coming from midfield, creativity, pace, power all back in the team. And yes, barring a mistake at the back with our not too, well, let's say we never have a familiar backline these days. It's chopping and changing all the time because we've got the most injury-prone defence in the world. But Lindelof, oh God, Lindelof slip again. It seems every time he puts that United shirt on, he seems to go to pieces. Something always seems to happen, a mishap. I think I was saying in my last video about players on international duty going away, the players who haven't been in form going away and then looking like absolute world beaters when they take that United shirt off and put that country shirt on. I forgot to actually mention Lindelof and that performance against Italy in the week where he looked again like one of the best centre-halves in the world. 4 days later, comes back, gets a starting spot in United's team against Newcastle, which doesn't have the most potent attack. And bang, first goal we concede at Old Trafford all season in the league, Lindelof slip. Well, what can you say? Smalling next to him doesn't fill you with confidence. That's not a partnership I want to see too often, if I'm honest. But Smalling did get that goal that put us in front in the first half, and then wasn't too bad after that. Pretty much after Newcastle's goal, they had the odd little moment in the first half, but then I think once we got back on level terms, there was only one winner there, and there was one reason why we got back on level terms, and that's one man. Not just him, but made a massive difference, and that is Paul Pogba. I am a massive fan, as you know, of Paul Pogba, and would always back him. He's come straight from the line of Bobby Charlton's scrapbook, and best line of saying, never be afraid to fail, never be afraid to miss. And Paul Pogba is that player, the creativity. He's not scared to play the 60-yard pass and it go out of play. He's not scared to hit the ball from 35 yards, have a shot. He takes the chance. He's a risk player. But with his flair and power in midfield, we are a totally different football team. And it showed massively yesterday. Knowing that that guy was in the team yesterday filled me with confidence. I had no fear, even when we went 1-0 down, that we would win that game. And out of nothing, there it was again, Paul Pogba. Totally does the guy down the line, whips the ball in, Martial, bang, 1-1, game on, and that was it from there. We never looked back, it was just constant pressure. Newcastle had the odd chance here and there, but nothing to really worry about in terms of them getting back in that game. And then Ashley Young, king of the dummies, whips one into the back post, and there's Chris Smalling, just to keep his name in there and keep us all happy. There's a few disgruntled fans who I heard slagging Smalling off. He does come in for a bit of criticism from the crowd, I think, Chris Smalling. Unfair at times, because he is in and out with different partners, like I said, but came up with a good powerful head off. Excellent finish, and that was it, half time. In front, totally confident then going into that second half, and the football came out again then, the flair, the flicks, the touch, quick passing all over the pitch, from front to back, Pogba linking up, Matic again, superb, just composure and strength on the ball. Him and Pogba together are a dream team. It's just the perfect combination for us. Pogba with his flair and passing. Matic also is an excellent passer of the ball, but the strength between them and composure just turns us into a totally different team. I would take that midfield above anyone else is in the league at the moment. Them two are immense when they play together. And then, well, Mourinho said it in the press conference afterwards, I think, about him struggling to play Martial and Rashford in the same team because They both like to play from the same side. They both like to play from the left and cut in and attack the defence from that side. But Rashford caused all sorts of problems down that right-hand side yesterday. He had that defence backing up every minute, every time he got that ball. Martial the same on the left, and that pace, it's going to take the pressure off Lukaku in the middle. There's no way you can mark out the game, them three. And then you throw on Ibrahimovic in the end, who's another option for us now. And Pogba coming in from behind with Matic. You've got Mkhitaryan and Mata to come in when off the bench, or like yesterday when Mata was actually in the team. There's no way that not one of them is going to get a chance. It's too much, and it is opposing force going forward now. We've got the second best attack in the league. We scored more goals than anyone. We're only behind Man City, because Man City are having a whirl of a start to the season. But I think I heard a stat today saying Manchester City's start to the season has only ever been bettered once, and that was Manchester City. And in that season, they actually beat us on goal difference on the last day of the season. I'm sure we all remember Mark Hughes down in tools for QPR and gifting City the title there at the Etihad. Yeah, that's exactly how it went. So don't be put off too much by Manchester City's start to the season. They can't carry on doing this all the way through the season. I'd be surprised, and I'd hold my hands up if they did, granted, but I can't see it lasting. We just have to be there, and they are coming to Old Trafford in a few weeks, and that is going to be the crunch game. If that game goes wrong for us, I do think that it may be curtains for the league, because I don't think there's any other team who can challenge Man City at the moment in the way they're playing. Chelsea are hot and cold, Liverpool will die away, Arsenal are poor. Yeah, they turned up for a derby yesterday against Tottenham. On Spurs are just Spursy, aren't they? That's all they do. They flatter to deceive. Anyway, going back to yesterday's game, totally confident with United at Old Trafford at the moment. It is a slightly different ball game when we're away from home, but anytime anyone comes to Old Trafford, I'm confident we're going to beat any team in the world. We just have that extra bit of zest when we're at home. It's a different game. Just wish we could transfer that to the away games now. We have got some huge games coming up over December, and hopefully we can get the Champions League wrapped up next week now and get that in the bag, concentrate fully on the league going over into Christmas now. And that's where I think our chance will be to actually catch up on Man City, because I think they haven't had a real bad injury run at the moment. No massively key players have gone out. I mean, I think Company came back in yesterday, but then John Stones got an hamstring, who'd been playing well for them and went out. So, like I said, don't be too worried about Manchester City running away with it just yet. It is early doors, and they have been in this position before. I think they'd actually made a slightly better start in terms of goals scored and goal difference in that season. And we all know how that season ended up. As soon as one bad result came in, we've seen it with us ourselves this season. Confidence does drop a lot, and we'll see how they react to that. I do think it's going to have to be us who starts that trend off against them. We're going to have to beat them at Old Trafford when it comes, but at the moment, as it is, yeah, 8 points does seem a lot, but the confidence and swagger came back yesterday. Fingers crossed now. No more injuries now the international break is over, and we can push forward and actually get a bit of a run together. But all in all, from yesterday, very, very happy Red. And I do think we should have turned the corner now. Now we have got big players back. Also, Rojo being back on the bench yesterday, another massive plus for us. And the options are there now. We have got a chance to play around with the team again now. We're not restricted. How he's going to work Zlatan and Lukaku in together, I don't know how he's going to do that. I really don't want to see Lukaku drop out of the team. I just think he's just got something that not many other strikers in this league have got. He's got the power and the pace. In fact, no one's got what Lukaku's got. He just needed that goal. I think when he went clean through for his chance there, you're thinking just go in, just rolling off your shin, do anything, toe bung it, just get that ball in the back of the net just to get the ball rolling again. I think I remember way back in the day, Andy Cole went on a similar sort of run. He'd not scored for quite a few games, And I remember it being at Bolton Wanderers, back at the old stadium, Bolton Wanderers, and he went clean through, and he just absolutely lashed it. He just put his foot through the ball. I think it hit the bar, went in, top roof of the net, pretty much like Lukaku's did yesterday, and that was it. He was off. Goals were back, and that's all it needs. Now Lukaku's on form. Ibrahimovic is coming back. Mkhitaryan's got to play for his place again now. Maybe he'll start coming back into it a little bit. He sort of did play well when Pogba was with him. He sort of took the pressure off him, Pogba. And again, Pogba would do that to any player. He just takes the whole bit of pressure and creativity away from the other players and brings out the best in the rest of the team. And I do think personally now, we'll see now, I think it's Brighton next at Old Trafford. Fully confident of banging another 3 or 4 goals against them. And then we're into December, crunch time. And that's when we are going to have to keep the pressure up. We're going to have to start going at it a bit harder, I think. There's going to be no room for error at all now. We have got Arsenal away coming up as well, and Watford away. Arsenal have won 100% record at home this season, so that isn't going to be an easy game. We never really get an easy game at the Emirates anyway. But Watford away, a midweek game, that's going to be tough. Are we there at that one? And hopefully that won't be a horrible journey home and a midweek. But I said now, what have we got? We've got the Champions League coming up, Basel away from home. Fully expect a result there to confirm Champions League qualification, and then that's it. It's just a League Cup game as well before the turn of the year. But all it is now, main concentration has to be now, is just keeping that gap, and maybe hopefully City slipping up and closing that gap. But I do think that gap will definitely get closed by us. I don't see any of the teams behind us closing that gap on City. They're all behind City and United, I think, this season. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, they beat us, but they turned up. You take Hazard out of that team, and that team is nothing. It's only because he started to play again that they're actually doing anything. Like I said, Arsenal drift away as usual. Spurs are Spurs there. They'll just have a great game and then have another bad game after that. And Liverpool, let's not even mention Liverpool, they're not even in it for me. But that's pretty much it, game from the review from the weekend. Very enjoyable weekend. We actually enjoyed watching Match of the Day for the first time in a few weeks. And we didn't have Philip Neville and Alan Shearer, the superb pundits that they are, going on about what United need to do. And a quick shout out for David Moyes there at West Ham, up to his old tricks again. Good luck with that one, West Ham. So guys, that's the end of the video today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Give this video a like, and I'll see you guys through the week with updates and everything going on Man United. Catch you soon. Bye bye.